Thank you for this opportunity to speak about this proposal. As a scientist, I am used to presenting evidence in a calm and measured manner, but on this matter, I feel that the time for such an approach is gone. First, to the officers who are promoting this scheme and recommending approval. You're telling these councillors that a time saving of around 60 seconds driving on Smithfield Road in rush hour is more important than Shropshire Council's commitment to tackling climate change. What are you thinking of when you watch the news at night, when you see LA on fire, shops again shut in Shrewsbury through flooding, farmers unable to grow their crops, food prices spiralling? What are you thinking of when you suggest that councillors here today vote to make that worse? Is that your idea of planning balance? 60 seconds of driver's time is worth more than the chaos and catastrophe of climate change. How can you fall back on the paid-for legal advice that because 55,000 tonnes of greenhouse gas is small compared to the UK's emissions over 5 years, that it's okay? That's like saying all emissions are okay. Why decommission our coal power stations in that case? We know from recent court cases that the UK does not have the policies in place to meet its transport emission reduction targets, and WSP's own report says that neither does Shropshire. That is the metric that you should consider. When we're failing to meet the challenge, every extra tonne of carbon takes us further off track. If you're walking towards a cliff, every extra step could be your last. But that also means there's hope. Every tonne saved can move us away from the cliff edge, off the path to the worst disasters. And so to councillors Joyce Barrow, Jeff Elmer, Vince Hunt, Paul Wynne, Roy Aldcroft, you voted in favour of this scheme 15 months ago. You now know that from the auditors, how appallingly the project has been run and that the cost has more than doubled to at least 180 million, which is largely unfunded. You can see from this report that the carbon impact is disastrously worse and will by itself blow the council's commitment to net zero out of the water. Are you still happy to pick up this faulty recommendation and vote it through? What do you think about the choice between 60 seconds of commuter time and abandoning the council's net zero plans? So in summary, officers and councillors, this road was dreamt up in ancient history, i.e. before the pandemic and the era of global boiling, and that's where it should be dumped. Recommending and voting for this proposal will at a stroke derail Shropshire Council's commitment to tackling the climate emergency. You will know the many decisions that planning committees have made in the past that we now come to regret. Will your name be on the paper for future generations to see who has shackled them with this legacy?
Well timed. Thank you, Mike. Okay. We have a councillor now, Nick Barsley. Would you like to come forward, please?